This is the Dallas Morning News.
It's Friday, August 29th, starting off the day with a morning thunderstorm, a mix of sun and clouds after that with a high of 88, so a bit cooler than recent days, but the humidity will still be elevated. Cloudy and humid this evening with a chance for an evening thunderstorm. The overnight low will be 72. The weekend is setting up to be a stormy one. Saturday's high will be 87, Sunday's high will be 80 with thunderstorms possible throughout the weekend. Overnight lows both days will be in the lower 70s. Here are today's headlines. The Dallas Cowboys are no strangers to tough negotiations, but the one with star pass rusher Micah Parsons seemed to drift further and further into uncharted waters as time went on. It finally reached a docking point on Thursday. The Cowboys traded Parsons to the Green Bay Packers for 2 first-round picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark. 2 people familiar with the deal told the Dallas Morning News. The Cowboys officially announced the trade shortly before 5 p.m. Parsons wrote in a social media post after that, "This is a sad day, but not a bitter one. Thank you, Cowboys Nation, for every cheer, every moment, and every ounce of love you showed me. Wearing the star has been the honor of my life." Parsons agreed to terms on a 4-year, $188 million extension with the Packers. The deal included $136 million guaranteed, making Parsons the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. In other news, both protesters and job seekers alike came out in droves for a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement hiring event in Arlington this week, as the agency looks to fill thousands of open positions using new funding from the Trump administration. Nearly 2,000 people pre-registered for an ICE hiring event at Esports Stadium Arlington, part of a nationwide recruiting effort with big incentives. That's according to Tyshawn Thomas, Chief Human Capital Officer for ICE, at a recorded news conference Tuesday. President Donald Trump's massive tax and spending bill earmarked more than $75 billion in supplemental funding over 4 years for ICE to expand its already wide-reaching operations. The agency is now looking to hire 10,000 deportation officers, 1,000 criminal investigators, and 1,800 attorneys. The hiring comes as ICE has been criticized by some for expanded operations that have left many immigrant communities fearful, including wearing masks and plain clothes, detaining people at immigration court, and targeting people long allowed to stay in the country. Next up, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton expressed concern Thursday that Plano ISD is allowing anti-Semitic behavior to take place, asking in a letter to the superintendent for documentation about the district's investigations and disciplinary actions related to pro-Palestinian protests, anti-Israel rhetoric, and antisemitism. The demand for information comes after reports of the district permitting and facilitating anti-Semitic behavior by students, teachers, and administrators. Paxton wrote in his letter addressed to Plano ISD Superintendent Teresa Williams. He said, "Teachers presented biased materials that urged students to take a pro-Palestinian view, and schools allowed pro-Palestinian walkouts and provided excused absences for participants." Paxton said complaints from parents who reported anti-Israel and anti-Semitic rhetoric in classroom discussions and teaching materials have not been addressed by school administrators, board members, or city council members. And the All-American Rejects wound back the clock to the 2000s on Wednesday night, playing several of their old hits at a skate park in South Dallas. The band revealed the location for the awaited show around 5 p.m. on social media. Although 350 tickets had been doled out to lucky fans on TikTok, the park fit up to 1,000 on a first-come, first-served basis. Helmeted skaters rode up and down the ramp behind the band. The All-American Rejects, who released their last full-length project, Kids in the Street, in 2012, have crisscrossed the country, drumming up anticipation for their upcoming album, Sandbox, which is scheduled to come out next year. The band will sign copies of a limited tour-only vinyl edition of Sandbox at Good Records in East Dallas at 1 p.m. today. The promo efforts for the band's comeback have been centered around a house party tour, where they eschew traditional stadiums in favor of more intimate settings. The Dallas Skate Park event joins a list of shows staged in unconventional venues, which have also included a gas station, a farm, and a bowling alley. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back on Monday with more from the Dallas Morning News.